Hello, everybody. Listen, we're gonna go and see this. Maybe you've seen it. They're calling her the abortion goddess on a courthouse in New York. Okay, listen, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back there right now. Okay, but first of all, listen, women out there, women out there, don't feel encouraged. Okay, listen, you must have been important because Satan has been after the woman every single time since their creation and since the garden, since this event. This. I know that many people that don't believe that it happened, that this happened. We are here out of nothing. So every time I think it's just so ridiculous, out of nothing, something came by. Yeah. So listen. What is that? At first, we're going to touch a few subjects because everything is linked from the garden. Why Satan chooses the woman all the time? Huh? She must have been important. Oh yeah, oh yeah, she is. She is. She was and she is. So we're going to touch a few subjects. Yep. You know this here? This used to be Nero's circus, where he used to touch people alive so he can watch the games at night with light. Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna have a look again at this lightning, as you can see there in Luke 10:18. And he said to them, I was watching Satan all fall from heaven like a lightning. Hmm. So, okay, remember that. Okay, we'll get back to that. So, let's see this. Now, one thing that I'm never ever gonna do is degrade a woman because I will never do that. People who know me, how my heart is. I will never do that. It's it. If I'm against abortion, yes, I am. I have my personal rights, and something that happened to me that many of you know what happened to me, and it's personal. And another thing is because I believe in God, and God said, before you were born, I already knew you. So, but listen, I am nobody to judge nothing. It's just what's going on with all this. This woman here, this statue, okay, that's been placed in the courthouse outside New York. Everybody knows New York City, yeah, where the woman, Libertas, Semiramis, and so on. See, it's the same goddess all the time. See, with a golden hand in her hand. See, Mystery Babylon the Great. Okay, the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full, full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornications. Remember that fornication also means idolatries. So, libertas. Why? What's going on here? Well, listen, you might see that her face has like horns. Many people saying that she looks like Medusa. Listen, I think she looks more like Astaroth. Look at that. See? The Canaanite goddess. See? Look at this. See? But you know who she is already. Astaroth, Semiramis. In Egypt is Isis, Diana. Libertas is all the same. It's the Queen of Heaven. And nowadays we have it with Queen Mary because the Catholic world has her like a queen. She's always depicted as a queen, you know, all the time as a queen. Listen, please, look at this. I'm gonna show you something, okay? You look at the pictures there, and you always see she's the one that wears that that has the crown, that wears the crown. You know, it's not him. He is supposed to be the king, see? But the crown is always on her head. Why? Why? See, everywhere you look, in statues, there are a few of them that have both. You know, but all of them that I found, she's the one wearing the crown, the Queen of Heaven. It's another title given to her. So, you know, it's all the time. Can you see? It's she who wears the crown. What? Why? I wonder why. Yeah. So it's always her. Her in the throne, you know. Wow. You know, Semiramis and taboos, you know, Isis and Horus. It's always with a baby, eh? A queen of heaven and baby. You can have a look at every single religion. They all have a woman and a baby, but she is depicted with a crown. Hmm. So, you know where all this is going, okay? And it all starts here in Babylon, okay? Look, this is the ancient city of Babylon. This is where it all started. It's supposed to be the Tower of Babel and where the most beautiful civilization on the planet. The famous Hanging Gardens, you know, this is the path with the famous Ishtar Gate that they actually have it in the German museum. See, Ishtar Gate, Berlin Museum. The Ishtar Gate is part of the Pergamon's Ancient Near East Museum. Pergamon is one of the churches of Revelation. As you can see here, many pictures. See, that's the Ishtar Gate from Babylon. And this is where all the religions started. See, listen, I want to show you something. Okay, in the camera, as you can see it. See, I show it. I like that. You see, and Nimrod, you know, Nimrod. He is depicted with the sun, Tammuz with the stars, and Semiramis with the moon. How many religions are with a or half moon and a star, or the sun worship, or the moon, or the stars by itself? Yeah, that's why our religion was birthed right here. But let me tell you something. The book of Revelation, it talks about a mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. I've done many videos of this, but listen, all this is getting creepy right now. Okay? Listen, couldn't they choose another statue? I don't know. Wow, that's freaky. That looks like a Baphomet woman, you know? Ashtoreth. The phrase Queen of Heaven appears in two passages in the Bible, both in the book of Jeremiah. The first passage deals with the things that the Israelites were doing that provoked the Lord to anger. Now, the title referred to Ishtar, see, an Assyrian and Babylonian goddess also called Ashtoreth or Astarte by various other groups. Listen, it's the same woman. Listen, here, look at this. Aye. It's Semiramis. This is the Egyptian Hathor. See, it's all related. I don't know how many times I've shown this. It's it's all got to do. You see, Semiramis with the moon. See, Tammuz with the stars, and Nimrod with the sun. Eh? And all here, all these Egyptian and from the Vatican, they all worship the sun. Can you see? They passed the Sabbath to a sun day. Yeah, was the day of the sun. And here you can see Asherah, Astoreth. This woman they're putting here, hey, it's all got to do with the woman all the time. Listen, why did Satan choose the woman? Yeah? Why did Satan choose the woman? Why? Why? Because a man is loyal. If you see a general in a war, all the soldiers, how they respect him. Satan couldn't get to Adam, knowing that God had made them, and he made that promise to God. But Satan knew that he could get to him using her. Huh? It's always worked, and that's the way Satan knows how to attack. He wants to get rid of everybody, every child that's gonna get born, and he's gonna come to Christ in his future. He doesn't want them to get born, Satan. So he cannot get rid of children, rid of men. What does he do? He uses the woman, and she can get to all. Huh? In what's happening here, see, and everywhere you look at it, even even from Babylon, the three, Tammuz, Semiramis, and Nimrod, he's been trying to falsify a trinity, so that when you look at now God, the Trinity, this, that's been all civilization. It's been copied. No, 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 no. Satan knew. He wanted to mix everybody up. Yeah. Come on. Listen, in the book of Jeremiah, it says here, but we will certainly do whatever has gone out of our own mouth to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven. Listen, don't you see it in the churches how they burn incense? And listen, come on. Hey, Jesus is the mediator. Jesus is the mediator. Not Mary. Not Mary. She was the perfect woman to have Jesus, but she's no goddess. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, listen, the women are the most important thing that God put here in the world. And Satan knew. Satan knew if she get to her, she can get around everything. No. So, listen, I will never degrade a woman. I will never look at her as an object. We are equal in the image of God. No. So, I'm not going to judge, I'm not going to judge. There will come a time like it says here in Matthew, judge, not that you be not judged, for with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? Hypocrite. First, remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. So remind them to the subjects, to rulers and authorities, to obey and to be ready for every good work, to speak evil of no one, to be peaceful, gentle, showing all humility to all men. But when the kindness of the love of God our Savior toward man appeared, not by works of his righteousness, but we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us. So, listen, everybody can change. So, I want to put something. We're going to go now and see a few things. Yeah. So he said to them, I was watching Satan fall from heaven like lightning.
A sign from God. Just hours after the Pope announced his surprise resignation, the heavens over Rome opened and the top of St. Peter's Basilica was struck by lightning. As the sky was lit up by the huge bolt, it led to speculation as to whether Benedict XVI's boss was less than happy with the news. The apparent divine intervention came as the 85-year-old pontiff sent shockwaves through the church on Monday after announcing his retirement, the first pope to do so in 700 years.
And again, the number 7. 700 years. Wow. And I saw Satan fall like lightning. Sorry. I think I'm gonna get a small cold. So, wow. Now that was an event, huh? So let me find. I'm gonna show you a few. I remember that magazine that I put, this Benedict that died. He wrote an article, it is time of the Antichrist, and the time he announces his resignation. See, the lightning comes, and twice. They say that lightning doesn't hit twice, Listen, the Vatican, he was Nero's circus. You can still see what do you call it? This is what Caligula brought. Oh, I have it in the in the mouth and it won't come out. Obelisks. I was gonna say obelix, like like the cartoons, and it's still there. It's still there in the Vatican. It's the same obelisk. See, the one you see there, that's one Nero Circus. So listen, why this history? Listen, they're supposed to be the vicar of Christ, representation of Christ, and look at everything that's happening since from the beginning. Please, now that I've shown you all of this, I want to show you a video clip that I want you to see. It's from End Times Production, okay? I watch many videos of them. Many things are exaggerated but listen, plenty of the stuff is point on. Please, watch this.
Have you ever wondered what's up with the Catholic Church? I mean, they're supposed to be representatives of Christ on earth. So then, why is their history filled with so much death and destruction? And it's not just their history. Even in modern times, hundreds, if not thousands of priests have been caught committing evil acts to the very people they're supposed to be helping. So what's going on here? What if I told you that the Vatican itself does not represent the biblical Jesus Christ, but rather the Prince of Darkness himself? That's right, Lucifer.
The cardinal deacon to say,
Annuncio vobis, gaudium magnum, habemus papam.
announce to you that we have a Father. The world had a Father.
Emi.
Now all of a sudden he's our Holy Father, and we're pledging him our love and our allegiance and our loyalty and our prayer.
Everyone says there hasn't been anyone like him. That's what's so fascinating. And people of all faiths want to touch him.
Yeah. Well, that's an appeal, too. You know, we call him the Holy Father.
Holy Father, please forgive me.
Holy Father.
You'll hear that title used quite often. This man, Bergoglio, Francis the Talking Pope, his predecessors, John Paul II, Pope Benedict, John Paul I, Pope Paul, Pope John the 23rd, Pope Pius.
You can go all the way back, folks. I'm talking centuries.
These men are replacement gods. And these men have taken upon themselves the title of Holy Father.
He wears the titles of God. He wears the title Holy Father, head of the church. He never died for the church, but he stole that title from Christ.
Jesus said, "And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven." Yet the popes took to themselves the name Holy Father, along with all claims of authority that might be assumed by such a title. Pope Innocent
Exactly.
III, who fathered the Inquisition, said, "The Pope holdeth place on earth, not simply of a man, but of the true God." Meanwhile, Pope Nicholas said of himself, "I am in all and above all, so that God himself and I, the Vicar of God, hath both one consistory, and I am able to do almost all that God can do. I then, being above all, seem by this reason to be above all gods."
Are you seeing this? This is what they think. See, in Thessalonians 2, he will show himself to be God in the temple of God, sitting, you see, showing himself to be God.
Nicholas even claimed that the popes had the power to change the gospel itself, saying, "Wherefore, no marvel, if it be in my power to dispense with all things, yea, with the precepts of Christ." But in the Bible, Jesus says, "Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it, and no man openeth." The Apostle Paul warned that if any man or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you, let him be accursed. Yet despite these biblical warnings, the popes repeatedly claimed they were equal to and above God, and were even called by Catholics our Lord God, the Pope.
See?
The Lateran Council, while addressing Pope Julius II, said to him, "Take care that we lose not that salvation, that life and breath which thou hast given us. For thou art shepherd, thou art physician, thou art governor, thou art husbandman, thou finally art another God on earth."
Did you hear that? Another God on earth.
In the 19th century, Cardinal Giuseppe Sarto, who would later become Pope Pius X, declared, "The Pope is not simply the representative of Jesus Christ. On the contrary, he is Jesus Christ himself, under the veil of the flesh."
Hey, am I losing my mind?
Does the Pope speak? It is Jesus Christ who is speaking. Hence, when anyone speaks of the Pope, it is not necessary to examine, but to obey. Jesus said of himself, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me." Yet Pope Pius IX blasphemously declared, "I alone am the successor of the apostles, the vicar of Jesus Christ. I am the way, the truth, and the life."
Now talk about blasphemy. Now, this man, who never died for anybody, said that I am the way, the truth, and the life. What is going on?
The popes have not only made claims to be God, but have insisted that salvation itself depends directly upon obedience to them. Pope Boniface VIII said, "We declare, say, define, and pronounce that it is absolutely necessary for the salvation of every human creature to be subject to the Roman Pontiff."
See, they need you to change and come into their religion.
Pope Clement VI said, "No man outside obedience to the Pope of Rome can ultimately be saved. All who have raised themselves against the faith of the Roman Church and died in final impenitence have been damned and gone down to hell."
And bad news for them, hell does not exist.
Even in modern times, Pope John XXIII in 1958 declared, "Into this fold of Jesus Christ no man may enter unless he be led by the sovereign pontiff, and only if they be united to him can men..."
Electrify your metabolism back to teenage levels by eating 1/2 teaspoon of this with ice water and burning fat like you're still in high school.
Look at this.
Every adult human always...
Can men be saved?
Okay. Just don't want to make it long. It's going to be about 10 minutes. But after that, I want to show you, because this video clip is enormous. It's well made. Exactly of what I want to try and explain. So let's get back to it. Things that the ads, I don't know if they give me copyright claims or... Yeah. All right. Let's continue.
Saved. In 1984, Pope John Paul II was quoted as saying, "Don't go to God for forgiveness of sins. Come to me." The quote was based on a Los Angeles Times article which reported, rebutting a belief widely shared by Protestants and a growing number of Roman Catholics, Pope John Paul II dismissed the widespread idea that one can obtain forgiveness directly from God. Furthermore, according to traditional Catholicism, obedience to the papacy is said to be required, no matter how dreadful the Pope might be.
See? Do you see? Let's get it a bit forward. This is Martin Luther, okay?
Just blood. Because of this evidence, Luther declared, "I believe the Pope is the masked and incarnate devil, because he is the Antichrist."
He's the one where the Protestant religion birthed. He started to protest against his church, against his doctrines. So, they also put here the lightning strikes that goes on in the Vatican. This is what I like.
Benedict XVI's eyes. What do you see? God. Good way to end the interview. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
You hear that?
Pope to be equal to Christ and God.
Mr. President, final question.
Yes, sir.
You said famously, when you looked into Vladimir Putin's eyes, you saw his soul.
Yeah.
When you look into Benedict XVI's eyes, what do you see?
God.
Wow.
Good way to end the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
Wow. Wow. This is the famous lightning strike.
We want to show you some extraordinary pictures which came to us from the Vatican on what was, of course, an extraordinary day. Within hours of Pope Benedict announcing that he was to resign, take a look at this. Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica.
And I
you
saw
can see it
Satan
again now
coming down
slow
from
motion.
heaven in a lightning.
Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica twice immediately following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. Now, some people...
Just 1 second. This is the place that follows the religion from Babylon. You see, it's the same Queen of Heaven. They actually worship the sun. Nimrod, you can see it in the mark of IHS, you know, Isis, Horus, Seth. They will say it's another name that's got to do with Christ. Yes. Listen, they're not gonna tell you. Oh yes, we belong to the Egyptian religion that started in Babylon. You know, wow, this was Nero's circus, and this they brought from Egypt. Caligula put it there. See, if he has such a devastated history, why do they have it there? In the temple where they're supposed to represent Christ. Yeah, right.
Might not make anything of that, but lightning is something in sacred literature that almost always carries spiritual connotation. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's evil, like when Jesus referred to Satan as falling like lightning. And I can't help but think that the timing of 2 lightning bolts on this particular building, the St. Peter's Basilica, at the Vatican, at the exact time following Benedict's resignation, I felt that it was mathematically improbable of chance. First, because 2 bolts, I don't, you know, again, what do you make of coincidence and numerology? But we know that in sacred text and in Scripture, these kind of things would be interpreted as signs and omens.
Signs and
At the
omens.
start of Lent last year, Jorge Maria Bergoglio was...
Jorge Maria Bergoglio. Yeah. I just wanted to come a bit here.
Pius IX declared him a doctor of the Catholic Church. Now Catholics are taught that it is better to pray to Mary, who is merciful and understands us.
We must never go to our Lord Jesus except through Mary, using her intercession and good standing with Him. We must never be without her when praying to Jesus.
What?
The plausible logic that Jesus cannot refuse Mary's request because she is his mother is shown well even through the image of Mary and baby Jesus. In most cases, Jesus is nested in Mary's arms as a baby.
You see that? This here. That's the sun rays. See? The sun rays. That's sun worship. Got nothing to do with Christ. This is Babylonian. This is all the goddess you see in every culture. And what I showed you before, it all comes from this place. And this is the biggest religion with the greatest man, they say, the Pope, Holy Father, you see? And he's leading everything. He will tell you that everything you do in life is okay, that you're going to be saved anyway. Of course. And then they're all getting together. Can you see? This is the mystery Babylon. And the beast that carries her, I think it's the United States of America.
This downgrades Jesus to a little baby who is always dependent on Mary and lets people think that he can do nothing without Mary.
Exactly.
They call Mary the Mother of God, which implies that she is above God.
Yep.
Mary as a female is merely a creation who was chosen to conceive Jesus.
Exactly.
Mary worship of the Catholic Church reminds us of the mother-child worship of ancient Babylon.
Look at this.
Just as Semiramis artfully spread the mother-child worship throughout Babylon, when she ruled it over instead of her son Tammuz, the Catholic Church now makes people worship Mary, not God, by accepting the mother-child worship from Babylon.
Taking your eyes away from it's supposed to be, because
Hail
it's
Mary,
infiltrated
full of
since that time. It all started here in Babylon, you know. Wow. Listen, and you can see what we're trying to say with all these goddesses, what we're trying to say, you know. Listen, something's going on. Something's going on. This statue is not normal. See? It's all got to do with that. It says Mystery Babylon the Great. Come on. Okay. Can't you see? But I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. See the martyrs, the woman drunk with the blood of the saints. Already talked about this. They've used that power in the Spanish Inquisition and in persecutions. More people died there than in all world wars combined. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. So, it's the woman. In the Garden of Eden, Satan goes to the woman. You know? Hey, he fooled a third of God's angels. He fooled a third of God's angels. Listen, when they saw the daughters of men, see, they hybrided, and the Nephilim were born. A hybrid that wasn't made by God, and God had to bring the flood. Jesus didn't want Jesus to get born. He wanted to stop everything since the beginning, and he's using the woman again. All this stuff that's going on, you know. So, listen, please open your eyes. Open your eyes. God gives us free will. We must learn from our mistakes, you know, and try and figure all this thing up. Okay? This is not just a story. Hey, women, feel encouraged. You're just as precious as men and as every creature that God made. We are all equal. You don't need to go outside your place, you know, and start not believing in God. Hey, He's with you. He's got your back. Come on. Everything's going to be okay. It's these people from here. Oh. Yeah. And please. You know this place. Come on. How can you see it? He's infiltrated there. It's a very seductive religion. Can't believe in God, can't believe the Bible, can't believe everything, but it's okay. You can carry on, do whatever you think. Come on. Please. Hey. And I'm not here against nobody. You know, we all have free will. We all make stupid mistakes. So I'm nobody to judge. But look what's going on. They want to make you believe that, come on, it's him all the time. He doesn't want any more Christians to be born. It's normal since the beginning. Now I'm starting to get more or less what's going on. It's because God is showing me. God is showing me. And remember, she is the one with the crown all the time. It's her. It's always been the woman. That's why in Revelation it's called the mystery woman. Oh, please. Remember, he always uses the woman. So to all women, just watch out, things that creep in your mind. It's him. It's him. He's the father of lies. He is the father of lies. See, now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made, and it wasn't a serpent, a snake, a seraphim angel. He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" And the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit.'" So you already know the story, And Satan said, "You will not certainly die." The serpent said to the woman, "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Listen, as for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air. It's him. He's the prince of the air. He's the God of this world. See, if the good news we preach is hidden, see, it's plain inside here. If the good news we preach is hidden behind a veil, it is hidden only from people who are perishing. Satan, who is the God of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. You see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves. We preach that Jesus Christ is Lord, and we ourselves are your servants. God bless. All the glory be to him. He is the God of this world. Satan is, till Jesus comes again. In John it says, "You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar, and," look at this, "the father of it." Come on. Listen, I haven't shown all this to judge no woman in what she does. It's one of the most complicated themes around, I don't know what the woman's gone through. It's so difficult, this world. But I do know something. I do know something. Just be careful. He was in there from the beginning. So, yep. Listen. What's the minutes? 43. Please, watch a bit of this video, okay? It says, "The Pope is hiding something ancient from the public." End Times Production is the source, okay? They're very, very, very good doing videos. It's like many videos are exaggerated, but listen. I give it a 90% accuracy of what they do, when they talk about this papacy and that. In these themes, they do ancient aliens, but they focus it on the Bible, and they know that fallen angels and spiritual hosts in heavenly places. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna check to see if I showed you everything. In Corinthians it says, "Therefore do not go on passing judgment before the time, but wait until the Lord comes, who will both bring the light, the things hidden in the darkness, and disclose the motives of men's hearts, and then each man's praise will come to him from God. So, do not speak against one another, brethren. He who speaks against a brother or judges his brother speaks against the law and judges the law. But if we judge ourselves rightly, we would not be judged. So, it's just trying to show without hurting nobody, where all of this is coming from. This Astaroth is very similar. Hey, come on. Wow. Hey, and always a crown, Queen of Heaven. Hey, the Queen of Heaven is a title given to Virgin Mary as well. So please, go and research all this, check what's going on, and come on. Let's have a look at this comet that's going everywhere, in all the news. 2023 comet, green comet. I don't know if it's gonna let me show it. Must be a video somewhere here. Yeah, here. Don't think it has any rights. Let's try and find it. It's not gonna show me. Well, alright. Oh, here. Oh, these ads. Come on. Wow. Come on. Is that it? How is it? Oh, wow. Long astronomers think it takes the comet to make a single orbit around the sun. Green Lantern. Sun is glowing green. Big universe. Yeah, well, that comment is going about. So, well, I hope that nobody gets, any bad ideas. But, I just wanted to put this statue out and, without judging, who am I? Who am I? There's quite a bit more in this video that's really, really interesting. And I know how to explain
People
it.
regarded the place where a part of Nimrod was buried as sacred.
Yeah, it's here. So, listen. I'm gonna put a bit more from this video clip and we finish off, okay? This is where it starts, okay? This is where our religion starts, and this Queen of Heaven.
She also claimed that Nimrod was reincarnated as her son. As Semiramis ruled over Babylon in place of her young son Tammuz, she maneuvered people into worshiping her. Monuments of Semiramis carrying her child Tammuz in her arms were set up all over Babylon, along with various images symbolizing the sun god. The sun worship and the mother-child worship, which was a scheme devised by Semiramis, put down roots as a religion of Babylon.
Yeah, and then it spread. It spread everywhere. It spread everywhere.
Nimrod, the sun god, was known as Mithra in Persia, Sol in Rome, Ra or Horus in Egypt, and Apollo in Greece.
See?
Semiramis and Tammuz, who were the start of the mother-child worship, was called Isis and Horus, Venus and Dionysus, Diana and Attis, and Astaroth and Tammuz, respectively.
See?
Besides these, the image of goddess, who is holding a baby in her...
Look, all of them. Can't you see it? And now we have it with the Queen Mary and the Vatican and all these people there, like the Pope, showing himself, all the popes, that they are God. They call him the Holy Father. Come on, who is he to receive that title? There are many people, okay, coming out of Christianity saying that Venus and Dionysus is the Virgin Mary, and they stole the story from here. They said that Jesus actually was Dionysus. Listen. You can see that the Trinity has been there since the beginning of creation. And that is Satan trying to confuse the world. Because he knew Jesus was going to get born. And all of this is going to just confuse everybody. And listen, it's written all over the scriptures. You see? The biggest religion that represents Christ still follow this.
Arms was venerated in many countries of the world. If so, was the mother-child worship the creature of an age, which was especially welcomed only in Babylon? Surprisingly, the mother-child worship of Babylon has been passed down through the thousands of years and still exists today.
Exactly.
In the Vatican of Rome, we can...
Oh, again with this
Total Battle
come on.
is a vast medieval universe where hundreds of...
Yeah. Hundreds.
We can find the mother-child worship in its original state.
Now, further down in the story, as Tammuz grows and becomes a man,
So this actually tells you the mythological story about Tammuz, that he becomes a hunter, he becomes, I don't know, the Eye of Horus, and all this mix that they put together in mythology that's going out of the way of the scriptures, like every myth. But believe me, in every myth, it always starts with the truth. The thing is, like nowadays, all the stories get exaggerated. So yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you like this video. So remember, it's nothing against nobody. And to all women, please remember this part. He's still trying to do it. So love you all. Take care. And please search him, because the time is coming soon. And you see, everybody, how dark the world is going. Come on. Don't get scared. What's coming is scary. He says that the hearts of men will fail them on the spot when they see it. Boom. So, hey, come on. Love you all.